A South African is hoping to reach the top of the world this weekend. Sibusiso Vilane is climbing Mount Everest for the third time. But here's the catch. He's hoping to do it without extra oxygen. It's a fascinating story, and tracking it for us is my colleague, Marillier. Michael, many climbers actually die trying to summit Mount Everest. Why does someone as experienced as Vilane, why does he want to do it without oxygen?
Well, Tulis, he's told us that he wants to push his body to the very limits. He says that he wants to see just how far he can go up Mount Everest before his body really takes strain. He wants to do it in as natural a way possible as he can. But I want to give you some background very quickly on South Africa's mountain man. Sibusiso Vilane became the first black African to summit Mount Everest in 2003. There he is, Tulis, you can see him at the top holding the South African flag. And Mount Everest itself, well, this is the highest point on the planet, 8,848 meters above sea level. Now, climbers will typically approach it from two sides, Tulis, what's known as the south side and the north side. Sibusiso made history in 2003 by climbing the south side. He could have rested on his laurels. He didn't. 2 years later, he climbed from the north side. 2 attempts at the summit, 2 successful summits. He doesn't mess around when it comes to this particular mountain. Just to put it in context, Tulis, this is extremely difficult. There are less than 5,000 people on Earth who have climbed this particular mountain. 8,306 summits. That's because some of them would have done it more than once. But just to put it in perspective, less than 5,000 people have reached the top of Mount Everest. Now, what is all this business about no oxygen? Well, if you think 5,000 is a small group of people, try this. 208 people, Tulis, have managed to do it without any bottled oxygen. So if Sibusiso achieves this, he will really be joining an elite club, a very, very small group of people who've done it. Now take a look at this, Tulis. If you look at this graph, this tracks the success rates for climbers who've used oxygen and climbers who haven't used oxygen once they reach a certain camp on Mount Everest. And the yellow bars show those who used oxygen, the black bars show those who didn't. Roughly half of the yellow bar really is what you're seeing with the black bar. So much lower success rate, Tulis, when it comes to those who do not use oxygen. That's why it's going to be so difficult for Sibusiso to do this. And this is also an important graph to take a look at, Tulis. What you're seeing there is the death rate amongst climbers who use oxygen and those who don't. And on the south side of the mountain, Tulis, the death rate is almost 3 times higher for those who don't use oxygen. Extremely concerning. But Sibusiso has told us that he will take every precaution possible as he climbs up the mountain. How can you follow him over the next few days? Well, this is quite cool, Tulis. Lots of updates on social media. Follow him on Facebook. If you just look for Sibusiso Vilane, you'll find his page. Also on Twitter, his handle is @Sibu Everest. And what's really handy here, Tulis, I know you like technology, on his Facebook and Twitter posts, you're going to find links which will show you his position on the mountain. He'll also show you his latest updates. There you see a message over there. What you can do really here is to track what he's been doing, where he is on the mountain, and the progress that he's been making. And even better, you can see the actual terrain that he's having to deal with. So you see that little blue dot over there, Tulis? That's where Sibusiso is. And take a look at the environment that he's in at the moment. It is just ice and snow. It's not exactly a cozy living room. So if you are spending a nice weekend in your home, on your couch this weekend, spare a thought for Sibusiso Vilane.
And he's a great South African too, Sibusiso Vilane. Would you do it, Michael? Try and summit Everest. Is that something that's on your bucket list?
I would love to do it, but something I just want to tell the viewers at home. Sibusiso has promised to run the Comrades after returning from Everest. So has Tulisizwe, by the way. And so he really has no excuse for a poor time, because if Sibusiso can do it after climbing Everest, Tulis,
So on the 10th of
you better
June,
do
he'll
it.
be joining us in Pietermaritzburg.
I'll be supporting you from home. I'll be there in spirit, Tulis.
All right, thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate that. That is Michael Marillier tracking that epic expedition. And of course, there'll be more from Michael as the journey continues.